Buy to let is not dead. There are at least 6 good reasons for that. Stay tuned. My name is Fabrizio Cravero and this channel is all about property investment for UK and overseas investors. Every week I release a new video. Please subscribe to the channel, but only if you enjoy the content. Honestly, I find this so frustrating. Those titles stating buy to let is dead. I believe they are just clickbait. With that title, they want to have more click and more view. That's all. Yes, buy to let is dead and is no longer for you if you own a large portfolio under your personal name, for example. It may probably not be as good and easy as it used to be, but if you get started correctly with the correct structure, then buy to let is not dead at all. There is a good video here about buying under personal name or limited company. Of course, you won't become millionaire overnight. If that's what you want from your properties, then don't waste your time with property investment. But if you buy with a long-term view, buy to let can really create wealth. Let me support my statement with 6 good reasons. First, buy to let allows you to leverage the leverage. I love it, but it is also a weapon that can kill you. Don't over leverage. It depends on your risk appetite. But even though the bank is willing to give you 75%, it doesn't mean that you must get it. On the other hand, when you really know what you're doing and you make your money working multiple times, then leverage is a tool that no other investment allows you to have. Because bank likes to lend towards property. They feel safe. They won't lend you to buy Bitcoin. There must be a reason, right? So, buy to let is not dead because leverage is the #1 way of building wealth through property and is there, here to stay. Second, buy to let hedges against inflation. We all know what inflation is, and property investment hedges towards inflation in both property prices and rents. Property performs well during inflationary climates, and inflation, by the way, also erodes debt over time. The money you borrow today, when you will return it 10, 15 or 20 years later, will be worth much less, while the property prices as well as the rents keep on rising over the long term. Then, there is a lack of housing supply. How can buy to let be dead, honestly? What determines the price of any goods? Supply and demand, of course. UK doesn't have enough houses and then naturally pushes the price up over the long term. That has been a big problem since many years and not much has been done. And in the pandemic, then things get even worse. Look at this. Government statistics shows that between March and June, almost 40,000 fewer homes were built in England and Wales as a result of COVID-19. That's why if you have a long-term view, then you shouldn't worry much about property investing not being good anymore. Buy to let benefit from increasing tenant demand. Many reasons makes the rental demand continuously increasing. The children, for example, moving away earlier from their parents, the increase of divorces, then also the landlord tax changes that causes some landlord exiting the industry. All those reasons reduce the rental stock and potentially also increase the rents. Every one of my properties has multiple tenants wanting to rent. I'm always in the luxurious position to choose who I want to live in my properties. This is one of the email of my letting agent, giving me the details of 5 different tenants that wanted to live in my property, for example. By the way, whether you are an overseas investor or you want to invest in another part of UK and you want to see how I invest from Hong Kong without even seeing my properties, but still with a very detailed due diligence, soon I'm going to open the registration for a free training where I will explain exactly how you can invest in profitable UK properties just with your computer and without traveling to UK. There is a link in the description below. So I suggest you to register there and you will be the first to be informed when I open the application. The fifth reason why buy-to-let is not dead is because of the capital growth, both organic and forced. I strongly believe that you should focus on the net cash flow every month to ensure that you can survive long enough to enjoy the capital appreciation. If you have this mentality, you'll be able to give time to your property to increase in value. And this graphic here says it all. Average price year 2000, £84,000. 20 years later, we are now at £250,000. Wow. But if you also manage to force the appreciation through the refurb, for example, when you add value straight away from day one, then you will be a sure winner. Over the long term, property prices will rise and inflation is eroding your debt. That will allow you to create a good equity cushion that protects you against any market shock. The sixth reason is that buy-to-let benefit from low interest rate and a competitive mortgage market. Especially in this moment in time, lenders are very much willing to lend. The clear proof of that is the amount of new products coming on the market. Moneyfacts says that there are now more than 4,000 deals available on the market, and that means 50% more than last year. Plus, in this moment, you can fix a very good interest rate for a few years, even though I suggest you to stress test and run your numbers at 5 to 7% interest for safety. I personally like to play safe. I still want to sleep well at night. And lastly, let me give you this bonus reason why buy-to-let is not dead. It is compounding. Einstein described compounding as the eighth wonder of the world. I love it. And just a couple of days ago, one of my students came back to me and she said, "Can we talk about compounding in property?" She was so excited, and I was so excited as well to share my idea on this topic. Money that makes more money, and then money makes even more money. Wow, confusing. I'm preparing a video on the compound effect. It is so powerful. Subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell to make sure you won't miss that video. But practically, let me explain it quickly. If a property is worth £100,000 and, just for example, goes up 10% this year, it will be then worth it £110,000 at the end of year one. Then next year, if the property prices rise again 10%, the price will be rising £11,000. Then the following year, £12,100, and so on. Of course, the market won't rise 10% per year all the time. But if you have a long-term view, then property investment can really make you wealthy through compounding. So, buy-to-let is not dead. If you know how to check the property and the area even before you place an offer, then buy-to-let is a great tool for wealth creation. And if you don't know anything about due diligence, no problem. Check this video here. Remember, invest with knowledge, create financial freedom, and I'll see you in the next video.